Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be telling you guys my pregnancy story. Before I start though, please don't judge me. I was very young back then. I thought what I was doing was the right thing, and it really wasn't. I did not like to hear anybody telling me that I was crazy. I didn't like anybody telling me you're in the wrong, and I always thought I was right. So please do not judge me. I am telling you guys this story. It's kind of hard for me to go through my past again in my head and actually talk about it. I am not that type of person that likes to express her feelings or say what's in her mind. I'm more of a keep it to yourself person and just keep taking in whatever happens to you. Just keep taking it in. So please excuse me if I'm not talking right, and it's just because it's really hard for me. I've never really told anybody my true story and how I felt. So I do want to share it with you guys. So my story starts when I was 14 years old. I I was four I was almost 4 months pregnant when I found out. It wasn't me really finding out I was pregnant. It was me confirming that I was pregnant. Because I always kind of knew I was pregnant. I missed my period for 3 months straight, and I just thought it was time to take a pregnancy test. I was only 14 years old. So back then I was living with my baby daddy, and he mistreated me all the time and all that. That's why I kind of think I kept it to myself sometimes, and I didn't tell anybody I was pregnant until one day I was like, okay, I might start showing, and I need to know if I'm pregnant or not. And I took a pregnancy test. He bought me a pregnancy test, and I found that I was pregnant at almost 4 months. I just want to say this. I was being mistreated during my pregnancy. I allowed it multiple times. I didn't even tell my mom this. Until one day she did find out, but all my whole pregnancy, it was so hard because I felt like I had to keep everything to myself. I felt like I had to be treated this way because that's what being a wife was. Not that I was a wife, because we were only dating. We were living together, but we were only dating. I never really married this man or anything. I didn't even know you could marry this man. I could marry this man until I was 16 years old. And I found out I could marry him with my parents' consent, and I was going to do it. But not to tell you guys that story. I'll tell you guys that story another day. But back to my pregnancy. I was being mistreated during my pregnancy. I was always in my room all the time. I barely communicated with my mom. But I felt like me being with my baby's dad was the right thing. And I had to go through whatever to be with him. Because everybody judged me because I was 14 and pregnant, and they judged me and they told me that I had to have babies with whoever I married. So I wasn't married. I felt like I was a disappointment, and I was scared of what could happen in the future. So it kind of just stuck to me being mistreated all the time. When my baby was born on February 11th, 2016, I was already 15 years old, and I I excuse me. When I was having my baby, it was really hard to understand that I couldn't have my baby daddy there with me. I wanted him to be there with me. Not that I didn't want my mom there, but the only person that was in that room with me was my mom. And me and my mom have never really gotten along till now. I guess it's because I don't live with her anymore. But after my stepdad left, me and my mom had a rough relationship. And to me, she wasn't really a person that I wanted there, because I knew that she was just gonna judge me in her words. I know she didn't really want me to take it that way, but I felt like I was being judged constantly, and I felt bad. It just added up to my depression. But when I was having my baby that day, I remember it all. My my contractions started around 5 o'clock in the morning. When I started feeling them, I don't know when they started, but when I started feeling them, it was around 5 o'clock in the morning. And everybody left for school and everybody left to work, so I was home alone all day. So I was just laboring at home by myself, and I called everybody. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what was going on with me. I didn't really think I was going into labor. To tell you guys that I really didn't imagine myself going into labor. I thought that because my due date was February 14th, that exact date was the day that he was going to be born, and I was scared. I was like, oh my God, but it's not time yet. He still needs 3 more days. Why is he coming now? I didn't understand that. Since I was a first time mom, it could happen before my due date and everything. And I was just really scared. But I left for labor and delivery like around 9 o'clock at night. And I basically spent the whole night in the hospital. I was contracting in the hospital, and I felt like I had no support. I was just keeping everything to myself. I would only talk to the nurse, and I would kind of talk to my mom, because it's not like me and my mom never talk. It's just me in that moment. I felt like my mom wasn't the support I needed in that moment. But I still talked to her. My mom tried helping me out, and I actually got an epidural, because being a first time mom, I don't know what I would have done if that epidural did not exist. I'm telling you, you guys can say anything that you guys want, but thank God for epidural, because I don't know how mothers that just do it completely naturally, I don't know how they do it. I just don't know how they do it. I tried, and it is too hard. It feels really bad, and for being my first kid, it felt way worse. So I got the epidural, and I did not have my baby until 8:02 in the morning. So almost a little bit over than 24 hours I was in labor. And at 8:02 on February 11th 2016, my baby Kayler was born. I loved my baby. I did not like anybody touching my baby. He was my baby. I barely let his dad touch him and everything. But when my baby was 6 months old, his dad got deported. And sorry, this is so hard. So my baby's dad got deported, and he went back to his country. And I was depressed more than I was already. I was depressed because I felt like I couldn't do this by myself. I felt it was really hard to be a parent at 15, and I just let all that stuff that everybody used to tell me get to me. And I started acting up. I started leaving the house. Of course, I loved my baby, and I always made sure that if I was leaving, my mom was home. And I knew my baby was in safe hands. I never would have left my baby anywhere else if it wasn't with my mom. And I thank my mom now, because even though we don't get along, she was more of a mother to my first child than I was, because of my depression. And I'm not saying that justifies all my actions, but because of it, well, part of it was because I was depressed, and I felt like I had to get back to my baby daddy, because he left me and he didn't want to fight for us here.